Hello, my name is Yaroslav Lodygin, and here our next morning talk with Triin Tramberg from Tallinn Film Festival, and we call it Dreams of Debutants and what public broadcasters can offer to talent. Triin, welcome to Warsaw, welcome to the heart of Europe. Now it became bigger and bigger and more serious and serious. Now we have to sit here on the stage with the cameras and lights, doing some makeups. It was not like that 3 years ago, as we talked yesterday, but I really enjoyed watching the festival is growing. And one of the signs that it is growing, it attracts more visitors and, of course, new friends and partners. And this year, Tallinn Film Festival became a new partner of the Hearts of Europe, and I'm happy to be a small part of this new connection. And Tallinn Film Festival for me is a very special thing, because that was a place where I had my debut as a feature film director with the Wild Fields in 2018, I believe. And Triin Tramberg is responsible for the programming the Debutants program in Tallinn Film Festival, and also focusing on the industry section in areas of the development, work in progress section, and some script development. So Triin, once again, welcome. And I would love to start with the easy question for you. Can you shortly describe us the way of the Tallinn Film Festival from the idea to becoming that important on the map of the movie business on the continent, becoming an A-class film festival?
Well, like everything starts, it started very small and started to grow quite quickly because the festival takes place in November, meaning there's really nothing happening.
That's a very tough time in Tallinn.
It's a very tough time. So what do? You watch films, and that's kind of how it started, with just a week in November to watch films, and soon enough, the team discovered that there is so much more to do. And one of the things that helps a festival always is the industry, and actually the industry helps to make a festival an A-class, because that's where the business happens, that's where people come together. And that was kind of the case with Tallinn, that it just slowly started to grow. And then I think it was around 7 years ago, I'm not sure exactly when we got A-class, but then the question started of why not become an A-class festival? And then we kind of started to look into what needs to be done, and step by step, we did it. At first, the feedback was a little bit, why do we need another A-class festival? And I think it was a little bit, because the festival is very young, and I think we were a little bit like these youngsters or kids, kind of like, well, let's see what's going to happen. And suddenly, we did it. We are now officially an A-class festival. We have world and international premieres in our competition programs, and the industry is growing every year even bigger.
There are not many A-class festivals in the world. It's Cannes, it's Berlinale,
There's actually
Venice.
15.
15.
15.
So it's not
that much, but it's still quite a lot.
So
taking into account all of these festivals do require world or international premiere, which means for filmmakers, there is a lot of options where to come out with your film, but there's also, it's a little bit, could be a packed thing for filmmakers, because you don't have often also that many options. If you don't get in that year to a festival, then it's a bit difficult.
As a programmer of the Debutants competition, how many entries in average do you watch per year, or I don't know, what's a season for you?
So we start in April. Mm-hmm. We start in April watching films, and by May, around May, we start watching 22 films per week.
Per week?
Per week, and we ended our program in end of August. So that's a lot of films, and we finally selected only 16 films. So
it's around 18 entries per month.
Yeah.
In 4 months, it's
yeah,
oh, wow.
It's a lot of film watching.
But that makes you an expert in the field of new talents, newcomers, trends that are coming, the ideas, the problems, and that's the area I want to talk with you today. Because right here we have, at the heart of Europe is mostly about television. Now, nowadays, also VOD platforms, some new formats. Of course, feature film programs, and in Tallinn, as far as I see, recently you started to add more industry events dedicated to new platforms, to the series, and some formats that could be applicable for television, right?
Yes, we started a couple of years ago TV Beats, which is a forum for television and broadcasters. We have a co-financing market, and we are also there developing for it to become more bigger and more important within the region, and to integrate with the festival also.
One of the reasons I'm here as well is I used to work as a board member of the Ukrainian public broadcaster responsible for television, and I worked and still working in the film industry, and I have this very personal pain of how far those two worlds that are, it looks like they're doing the same stuff, making some videos with the audience, but the two worlds are so distant in some parameters, and especially for talent. So nowadays, the newcomers, directors, and producers are dreaming about what when you deal with them?
They're dreaming of Cannes.
Of Cannes Film Festival.
Netflix and HBO. I would say that's what they're dreaming. But I think they don't understand often the steps for these success stories. That often these first-time filmmakers, their short films have been things, projects that have been watched, and the programmers have kept an eye for years of their work, and that's when usually Cannes picks up, or Berlin. It doesn't happen. I don't know that it happens so, like, I just submitted my film to Cannes as a first-time filmmaker, and boom, I was there. It doesn't happen so easily, but that's usually the goal currently. Now I think it's more the reality is that you do a lot of festivals, and then you are seen by platforms and other festivals, and that's how you get the recognition.
And in the same moment, the public broadcasting system here on the continent are, I'm not saying struggling, but is fighting for talents that are often taken away by the big giants, international giants, quickly from the local markets, together with their scripts, with the ideas, with the workforce. With all that, the public broadcasting system and almost every public broadcaster on the continent have deep knowledge on its local audience, often big resources, but are not attracting the talents. The talents now not dreaming about making it to the, I don't know, maybe rare in Estonia is exceptional, but...
Well, I think it's very different based on a country. In Estonia, if we're talking purely by Estonia, then it's a very small market, first of all, and making a series or doing something is a great opportunity to test your directing skills. So, and with us, we're also always looking for new talent, but it's a little bit, I think the competition is a bit way smaller than, for example, in Poland, and also I think within Estonia, the dream is actually not the public broadcasting, but it is actually to get somehow to Netflix or to get somewhere, either come here with Poland where there's a lot of hubs, or then to Scandinavia, meaning Viaplay or something like that.
But what I also noticed, observing myself and my friends who are dreaming about big festivals and Oscars and Netflix and stuff, that it's quite often that people in the film industry, they are not data-driven people, vice versa to the contrary to the television people that basing their decisions on the data, on the sociology, on the ratings, on the panels, and that make the big difference between two communities, I would say. The first community of talents of filmmakers, they are like a dreamy people, and they are looking to the future. Some presenting some original ideas. How original, by the way, are they? And the second group of people, I mean television people, they are constantly looking to the yesterday and to this particular moment, but sometimes afraid of the experiment of the future. That makes them very different in terms of working together. What do you think?
I think that's the case, that like the people that you're talking about, television, are the film people whose dreams got crushed and then they went fully to television, and then they know that actually what works. But we all start with dreams, and it's about the story, and you come with an idea and you think it's very rare and exceptional. And then you quickly understand that your story has been told before, and now you have to start to find constantly new angles or how to be different from the previous stories. And that's where maybe the data and all of that comes in handy. But I think the starting point for all creativity people is the same. It's the story and uniqueness and the dream.
I don't know if the audience like this, that television, what you stated, that the television is a place for people whom cinema dreams crushed. But sometimes it's true, right? Sometimes it's true, but my question is, most of the time, right? But my question is there a way of these two groups of people, okay, like you say, the people that try the filming, I mean the cinema, and then switch to television to work once again with the dreams of the newcomers, but with the knowledge of the television film.
That's called producers, who are very who understand the both worlds, and absolutely, and I think that's also one of the reasons why television and VOD are always looking for newcomers, debutants, and keeping an eye on festivals, is because of the fact that these fresh voices come with fresh ideas, and then there needs to be some sort of like a structure form that it says like this works, but you gotta work on that also, or you have to look, you have to have that dialogue, that ping pong table, so to speak, with ideas. And yeah, I think that's the reason why Netflix often requires when there's a first-timer, quickly takes it under their wing, because then you can start working and creating something fresh.
Can you recall any examples of the good, fruitful collaboration for the creation of the feature film that involves the public broadcaster of some country that you remember, observed, or seen during your times in Tallinn Festival? No, if not,
yeah. I'm really bad with names, so I would like my brain is a great garbage for all types of information, but not facts. So I wouldn't know the name.
I can imagine. So there's still possibilities to collaborate. But what would you say to television people, to television producers and commissioners, executives? How they shall perceive, how they shall start their road in conversation, in raising the new talents, and especially if they're coming from this dreamy world of cinema. What would be your advices for the people who make decisions? How fragile this collaboration could be?
One thing, and I think there are initiatives like Writers Club, or there are different initiatives where I think broadcasters should get together and create programs for these writers, or there are to have these, not like workshops, but a place and a time where writers can create series. These newcomers can have this space, and I believe there is programs like this, but there should be more where it supported these ideas to come out. and with the guidance of television professionals, helping them, knowing the data, knowing what audience are looking for, what they want, and can help create the good formulas for series or for whatever is needed.
This year, you're also part of the jury for the industry section of the Heart of Europe in feature section. How would you describe the overall level of the entries, and what are your thoughts about what you saw?
Well, I'm always interested, and for me, what is I'm always looking for stories that stand out, and I believe that here are still also projects like this. So I'm excited to hear the pitches and dive into with the jury members to find the project that stands out the most.
Okay, thank you for coming, and I hope these days will be fruitful for you as well. That was Triin Tramberg from the Tallinn Film Festival. Thank you, and have a good days here in Warsaw.
Thank you.
And just